Okay, let's make a simple data set. Let's make a simple data set. Do you like chocolate? Survey question. So survey question is, do you like chocolate? So this is a data set. This is a data set. So let's convert that into an array. Let's convert this into an array. We might sort. So you asked 5 people, do you like chocolate? I can sort that whole cell range. So yeah, we've now got the array B6 hash. If I type B6 hash, it's going to give me that array. So the single formula here generates all that output. So maybe going back a bit. Yeah, if you've got some simple data, you can use a little formula. Sort that. Yeah, this formula generates all the output. So one formula generates all the output in B5 to B9. So there's a blue box around it. That's an array. You can randomly sort from the array. We love random samples. We want a random sample. We want many samples, size n equals 1. We want some output, some rows and columns. We want to output rows and output columns. I want a command that will output random samples. Well, I use the word OR for output rows. This is a contraction. You will see that in sample exams. So there's OR and OC. So yeah, you can pick output rows and output columns, but to make a random sample, it's just one command. Yeah, to make a random sample, it is one Excel command. So index is one. Notice if I try the hash, it gives me the whole list. So I've got a times by rows. To pick individual things, there's plenty of assessment items where you times by rows, but we're going to times a rand array. We want a random number of rows. We want how many rows in the output. That is D5. How many columns in the output? That is E5. Just how the index number works and the rand array works, we do need a +1 here. So yeah, this formula does produce a random sample. This formula does produce a random sample. And if these are all, I suppose if they're all hello, yeah, if everything there is hello, it's hello every single time. Yeah, it's a random sample. By yeah. It is a random sample. Yeah, so this is a random sample. So just displaying the formulas. I do like displaying formulas. So formula text. we can have an array. We call this array the sampling population. So B5 hash is a sampling population. What else do we have? We have D7 hash. Yeah, every cell in D7 hash, every cell in D7 hash is a sample of size 1. Yeah, random sample from B5 hash. Yeah, so I do like just displaying the formula. So I do use formula text. So that's the formula for generating a random sample. And the survey question is, do you like chocolate? Most people would say yes. Most people would say yes. So most people say yes. So I might say, do you like vanilla? Vanilla. I'm going to be a bit racist towards vanilla. And say people are racist and don't like it. And also what's going on here? So I've got a sample. Well, this thing, it's 5 numbers, but I'm using it to sample. I am getting samples from it. So this thing might call a sampling population. Most things, this is a pretty stupid population. Well, it's a stupid question, but it's getting you used to the Excel commands. It's getting used to the Excel commands. There is not many Excel commands here. Yeah, there's just not that many Excel commands here. And so for diagnostic purposes, let's actually have 1 column and 50,000 rows. And let's summarize this. Let's make a summary of D7 hash. So you could go count if D7 hash is yes. You can count how many yeses there are. You could count how many no's, or just count how many things you have. So count or how many things are in that list. Hopefully you can see there's 50,000 rows, 1 column. Yeah. And I do like using the formula text just to show you what I've done. Yeah, so I counted how many yes. I did count how many yes. I did count how many yes. And I counted how many things. Now, the thing is, notice the ratio. Notice there's 2 yes out of 5. So that's, yeah, what's happening here, it's 2 yeses out of 5. That's the summary of B5 would be 2 yeses out of 5. Notice D7, it's close to 2 out of 5. Yeah, it's close to 2 out of 5. If I just go here, if I delete and shift cells up, now there's, now it's 50% yes, 50% no. I might make 2 columns, 10,000 rows, 2 columns of 10,000 rows. And notice that it is basically 50% yes. The summary of this, every single cell is a sample of size 1. And you can look at all the individual cells. If you look at all the individual cells, how many yeses, the number of yeses is a random variable. The number of yeses is a random variable. So just playing around with this. This is not really a lot. This particular problem is not like anything people do in real life, but it helps you understand the concept. It is easy to get samples. It is easy to get samples. Most sampling populations, well, this is a stupid thing, but it's getting you ready to actual sample populations. There are situations where people are forced to get samples. Well, a survey question, if you've got millions of customers and you only can give 100 people, then the millions of customers, the population, and you get the sample of 100. So this is a bit abstract, but it's really showing you how powerful the Excel commands are. It is really showing you how powerful the Excel commands are. So I think just play around with it and get used to things.